Welcome to the ChessMate-ink channel. In this lesson, we'll learn how one of the most fundamental and unique pieces in chess, the pawn, moves. The pawn is the most numerous piece on the board. Each player has 8 pawns, and they play crucial strategic roles in every game. How does a pawn move? The movement of pawns is actually quite simple. Pawns only move forward. They can never move backward. Think of them as brave soldiers, always marching ahead. Normally, a pawn moves 1 square forward at a time. However, if it hasn't moved yet, it has the option to advance 2 squares on its first move. You don't have to use this option immediately. As long as the pawn hasn't moved before, you can advance it 2 squares later in the game as well. How does a pawn capture? Here, pawns are different from all other pieces. They move straight ahead, but capture diagonally. This means a pawn cannot capture a piece directly in front of it. It can only capture 1 square diagonally forward. It has no right to capture backward. For example, if a black pawn moves 1 square forward, the white pawn in front of it cannot capture it. They are blocked. But if the black pawn moves diagonally, the white pawn can capture it. In chess, capturing is never mandatory. You may choose to capture or simply make another move. Now, imagine the white and black pawns in their standard starting positions. Let's move the white pawn 2 squares forward, and the black pawn on the same file 2 squares as well. But remember, moving 2 squares is optional. You can also move 1 square forward instead. After that, this pawn can only move 1 square forward for the rest of the game.
Other unmoved pawns can still move 2 squares forward whenever the path is clear. Let's look at the board and observe how pawns move in action. Now you know how pawns move and how they capture. Pawns are the soul of chess. They alone decide both attack and defense. The outcome of the game often depends entirely on how well they are positioned. In the next lesson, we'll learn how to castle and what happens when a pawn reaches the last rank. Don't forget to move on to the next video and subscribe to improve your chess skills. ChessMate-ink wishes you chess-filled days.